58. If you know Route 46 alongside, that might be your better option. From the RayCatina.com Traffic Center, I'm Tom Note on 77 WABC. Here's Channel 7's Bill Evans with the forecast.
It's going to be sunny today. June high 80 degrees. That's right. We do have a southwest wind today. It's warmer. We got a little humidity. But we do have a cold front coming in from the west tonight. And now the active front, that's the front clouds today. But it's going to have a shower to thunderstorm accommodating us. But it's not going to be all that vicious, as these showers will be scattered and they'll be light. And it might be a scattered thunderstorm in there. Even though the front pushes through with a shower tonight, you need your rain gear. Now, overnight, the low drops down to 59 degrees. Cooler, drier air pores in here. It's much cooler behind this front. We got a more chance to brought to you by MJ Diet. Using DNA testing and blood work. Lose 20 to 50 pounds in only 40 days. Now, with a new office of White Plains, just call 8555-MJ-DIET or log on to MJDiet.com. This is meteorologist Bill Evans, 77 WBC, where here comes Tom.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke. And I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. You know, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now, I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping, I cook, I have energy all day. I mean, I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better.
For a limited time, use discount code WABC to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Again, use discount code WABC.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Gross. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
First hour of today's show. I'm feeling kind of panicky, you know. I'm a little shaky over here. To tell you, I'm feeling kind of rough. President Trump, rest disorder. Hey, just see one of Barack Obama's DACA recipients was busted smuggling $34,000 worth of crystal meth across the border to murder Americans with. Barack Obama is his shepherd. He shall not want. A Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals recipient was arrested in California near the Mexico border Tuesday morning, accused of smuggling over $34,000 worth of meth into the United States. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, great Americans, say the 22-year-old man, who's originally from Mexico, Mexico, originally approached the El Centro sector checkpoint on Highway 86, approximately 11:20 a.m. Agents called for a secondary inspection of the vehicle, during which a canine team alerted something suspicious in the trunk. Oh, why didn't I take a look in there? And there it was, piles and piles of meth worth $34,284. How many cents? How many cents? Wah, wah, wah. And of course, this story comes about once a year. Only 1 in 3 can pass a U.S. citizenship test. Only 19%, that's fewer than 1 in 5, for Americans 45 years old and younger. Only not even 1 in 5 under 45 could pass the citizenship test that foreign nationals are asked to pass for citizenship. No, we don't actually, we should have to take it for graduating from high school, if you graduate from high school. There are a couple of important polls out today as well, and they're bad news for the Democrats. Although there was this Michigan cheerleader. She was a lot of fun. Michigan cheerleader accused of handing out hot brownies as bribes to win homecoming queen. A cheerleader at Michigan High School was looking for another form of higher education. I guess that's a kind of a double entendre. When she handed out hot brownies in a bid to bribe students into voting for her for homecoming queen, police said. 17-year-old was caught selling the marijuana. What do you mean selling? If you're going to give, it's not a bribe if you're selling the marijuana-laced treats after Hartford high school officials received an anonymous tip through the app. They have an app. The girl, who has not been identified, distributed the brownies in exchange for support at the next homecoming dance. I assume she'll win. She ought to be the homecoming queen this year, right? Shouldn't she be the homecoming queen? I think she ought to be the homecoming queen. She's got to be very popular, handing out brownies like that and all that good stuff. Oh, this one's funny, too. I know I had a couple of polls here. Had some polls. Some are good news polls. A couple of polls. Barbara Streisand uncovers bombshell. You know her, she's a Democrat. Donald Trump has never owned a dog. Yeah, Mitt Romney owned a dog. He brought it on vacation. Look what you guys did to him for that. Now that, I got to tell you, that's, once stung, 200 times stung, 201st time shot.
You know?
He owned Hillary Clinton.
You know?
He owned her on election day.
You know?
She's still not president today.
You know?
She's hanging out the second-story window, hung over as a dog, hung over as Brett Kavanaugh's freshman year in college.
You know?
That's good. I like this piece. The Washington Post has they have a newspaper, and this guy Max Boot, who used to be a Republican, and he hates Trump so much that he's just gone completely berserk. The news this week confirms it, Max Boot loves his colons. Donald Trump is the worst person ever to be president. The worst person ever to be president? That's pretty big. I think that there was Lyndon Baines Johnson. He was a racist to use the N-word all over the place, got us into Vietnam up to our eyeballs. All those riots and assassinations, all that stuff took place on LBJ's watch. There was that Democrat Woodrow Wilson. He's buried in the National Cathedral. He was a racist and a supporter of the KKK. He brought back the KKK. Pretty much all by himself. He segregated the military, all that good. There's Jefferson Davis. He was a Democrat. He was president, technically not of the United States, but this just says worst person ever to be president. He was president of the Confederacy. He was a Democrat, Jefferson Davis. He won slavery and all of that good stuff. Worst person ever to be president. Now, that Barack Obama, I don't think he's he doesn't like people. According to his own staffer, Neera Tanden, he just doesn't like people. He's not a people person. All right, we have Feinstein, Dianne Feinstein, 2 Feinstein and 2 Schumer cuts. They just went to the floor of the Senate a little while ago to express their displeasure with the FBI investigation that they requested. Now that it's completed, it is, as predicted by everyone, including my share at home, they're not satisfied with it. You'll be shocked to learn. Dianne Feinstein, she had a Chinese secret agent on her paid staff for 20 years. For 2 decades, a Chinese secret agent with the equivalent of the Chinese CIA was paid with taxpayer dollars by her to work for her to give stuff to the Chinese. He was a double-dipping guy. He was getting a check from the Chinese, and he's getting a check from Dianne Feinstein. That's okay, though. If you don't have the DNA on the dress from the Chinese guy, then there's nothing. If you don't have a videotape then it's okay. Because they're Democrats. You can hire Chinese spies for 20 years, keep them on staff, and it's not a problem for you. Keith Ellison, you can beat the snot out of your B-words and drag them off the bed, tell them take out the garbage B-word, and that's okay, because if you don't have a videotape, then the Democrats want to pay no attention to that. It's the old DNA on the blue dress routine. Dianne Feinstein, speaking of DNA on the blue dress, went to the floor of the Senate just a few minutes ago to express her displeasure with having been accommodated on the FBI investigation, and now that's completed, she's unhappy.
The most notable part of this report is what's not in it.
Of course.
As we noted by the White House, the FBI did not interview Brett Kavanaugh, nor did the FBI interview Dr. Blasey Ford.
Yeah, you guys did. You guys did for how many hours? Like 36 hours or something? I mean, what are you, like North Koreans? We didn't interrogate Khalid Sheikh Mohammed for that long, and you're still whining about that. Maybe we should waterboard him. You'd feel better about it. Then let's waterboard her. It could be a recreational thing. Dianne Feinstein, it must be Trump's fault. I know it's Trump's fault somewhere.
It looks to be a product of an incomplete investigation that was limited.
Limited?
Perhaps by the White House. I don't know.
She doesn't know.
But the White House certainly blocked access to millions of documents from Judge Kavanaugh's record. I know that.
I know
and
that.
ensured that 90% of his emails and memos weren't available for the Senate or the public in the hearings.
They're back to the documents thing. That's where we started, isn't it? It's just the more you go around, the more you come around. And by the way, he also says, that's very, very important. I love this. Susan Collins, this just into the news channel. Susan Collins, the on-the-fence, vitally important vote to get the Kavanaugh nomination across the finish line. Susan Collins has said the FBI report was very thorough, which might, and she apparently went in and read it because she had access to it, or was at least briefed on it by staff people. They do a lot of that up there on Capitol Hill. And Susan Collins, key swing vote in this, saying that the FBI report was very thorough. So she's not buying the Democrat Party line. This is crucial. Susan Collins votes, theoretically at least, to getting across the finish line. Now, Jeff Flake is another one, and good old what's her name from Alaska, Lisa Murkowski, and those are key votes. But if Susan Collins, senior stateswoman, and really very middle of the road Republican, old school moderate Republican, if she's in, then maybe Lisa Murkowski's in. And if they're both in, then Jeff Flake. If Jeff Flake is the holdout vote and it doesn't get across the finish line, the rest of his life, he will be known as the human stain. He'll just be, he's not going to be the hero of any party. Well, he'll be a hero at Hillary Clinton's house. And they'll have him over the popping champagne corks down at Planned Parenthood in the name of Jeff Flake. Chuck Schumer, him, hair grows on the outside of his nose. And if he's talking, he's lying. He's a very dishonorable man. I don't like him at all. And he went to the floor of the Senate, and you'll be surprised to learn that he, too, is unsatisfied with the FBI report.
We had many fears that this was a very limited process that would constrain the FBI from getting all the facts. Having received a thorough briefing on the documents, those fears have been realized.
He didn't read them. He didn't read, having been briefed. These people are such lazy SOBs. They're saying, get my lunch for me. Eat it for me now. Now, read the documents for me. Now, tell me what's in it. He sits on a throne, on a riser with a velvet cape with Dalmatian skin trim and a thorny crown. Shucky's the schmucky Schumer.
We are reiterating our call to make the directive that the White House and Counsel McGahn sent to the FBI public because we believe it greatly constrains the investigation from the get-go. The fact that there's only one document in there for 100 senators is another example of constraining the ability of all senators and the American public to see the whole truth and nothing but.
Yeah, that's what you're interested in, right, Chuck? That's what you're all about, boy. All right, boy. I look forward to seeing him in a restaurant someday. There were, I mentioned earlier, there was a horrible incident in South Carolina where 7 police officers were wounded, 1 more was killed, and Democrat Ben Jealous in the state of Maryland decided to choose yesterday to send out a tweet mocking Blue Lives Matter. The campaign of Ben Gillis removed a like this week by its Twitter account of a 6-month-old tweet that characterized corrupt police officers in vulgar terms and mocked Blue Lives Matter. Spokesman for the Democratic candidate for Maryland governor said the like by Ben Gillis was an accident. It's an accident. It's okay. There's no DNA on the blue dress, so it's okay. By a staffer. It was a staffer. I had a staffer eat my lunch for me, and he accidentally tweeted this out. I said that former president of the NAACP, Ben Gillis, this tweet was not liked by Ben and certainly doesn't reflect his views on law enforcement. Of course it does, and it's sat there forever. Jennings campaign spokesman Kevin Harris said, as Ben has said on several occasions, he values and respects law enforcement. He's lying here, including several members of his own family. But in the tweet, it's ask the police and ask ask Blue Lives Matter and are you effing kidding me? And it's this is as Democrats vote for them. They're insane and mentally ill. A Democrat Navy veteran has been arrested in Utah and charged with sending fake ricin to the president at the White House, to the Secretary of Defense, and to the Chief of Naval Operations. U.S. Navy veteran William Clyde Allen III, 39 years old, a Democrat, a Hillary voter, Democrat. He was in, I know they call him Navy, he was in the Navy from 1999 to 2002 or something like that. I don't know, 1998 to 2002. I don't think that's the defining moment in his life. I think this might be. A Democrat Hill staffer has been arrested. Sheila Jackson Lee, she's a complete mental case and should probably be incarcerated for the good of the country. Sheila Jackson Lee staffer, a paid intern apparently, was arrested yesterday, charged with a whole slew of offenses for doxing, as they call it. You're familiar with this? D-O-X-I-N-G. Dox refers to documents because the younger generation can't spell anything, so they have some kind of primitive abbreviation system they've worked out. And D-O-X, they got a hold this staffer, got a hold of course, Republican only, the Sheila Jackson Lee staffer. Republican members of the Senate put their home addresses, personal information, cell phones, and things online. The punk has been arrested and charged with a long series of offenses. He could face thousands of years in the penitentiary. Not really, but it would be good if he did. Be good if he did. Democrat in South Carolina shooting those police officers. Democrat candidate for governor in Maryland attacking the police on that day. Democrat on Capitol Hill doxing Republican senators, 3 of whom are on the Judiciary Committee, by the way, including Lindsey Graham. But that's okay. It's not really news. It's just what Democrats do. Lindsey Graham, Mike Lee, and Orrin Hatch. Personal information posted by the Democrats. A lot of more vulgar language here, F words, President of the United States, the usual stuff. Remember there was that other intern, Democrat intern, that yelled F you at President Trump when he was walking into the Capitol, remember? Didn't even lose their job because Democrats, I think, want things to get worse.
You're listening to the Chris Plant Show. Results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. If you owe the IRS back taxes, payroll taxes, or have not filed your returns, the IRS will get you. They can take your property, take you to court, even put you in jail. With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. Our average client settles for about 10% of what is owed. We offer free face-to-face consultations in your local area. Call 800-727-0433. That's 800-727-0433.
What a day for tennis. You ready to play? Is everything all right?
This side is pressure.
Allegra D knows that allergy congestion can get in the way of enjoying the moment.
Go ahead and practice without me.
Allegra D helps you break through congestion fast. Allegra D combines a non-drowsy antihistamine plus a powerful decongestant for 24 hours of congestion-free breathing.
Whoa, nice volley.
How about another set?
Only if you go easy on me. Get Allegra D and get back to the moment. Starts working in 1 hour. Available at the pharmacy counter.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit BigLou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. If you owe the IRS back taxes, payroll taxes, or have not filed your returns, the IRS will get you. They can take your property, take you to court, even put you in jail. With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. Our average client settles for about 10% of what is owed. We offer free face-to-face consultations in your local area. Call 800-727-0433. That's 800-727-0433. I'm Brian from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Two guys? You came with just two guys? All you have to do is point. It took 6 minutes to get that in here. What? But all you have to do is point, sir.
What's going on in here? Hey, where's the...
I just pointed at it.
What is that? 6 minutes to get that in here.
Is there any chance you could also get this?
It's like magic.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest full-service junk removal company. We're happy helpers in snappy uniforms, and we drive clean, shiny trucks.
Clean and shiny and happy is what we're all about.
We're